You ever go to the store and you pick up a slab of ribs and it's about $5 and you say, this is a good slab of ribs. And then you look to the right and you see the Great Value brand and it doesn't look as juicy, doesn't look as good, but it's about $4 cheaper. And you think to yourself, well, this'll work. I got three running backs that'll make you feel the exact same way. Let's go. So if I told you to think about a running back with these qualities, who do you think I'm talking about? He's not the goal line back. He splits time with a less efficient running back. There's a new quarterback in the offense, so it's pretty questionable. He should be in line for a lot more passing down work. Did you guess Aaron Jones?
Psych! That's the wrong number!
No, I'm talking about Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson right now is the RB31. Aaron Jones is the RB16. You got a new quarterback in the offense, which makes it very questionable. You got Jordan Love, you got Sam Howell. You got a less efficient running back taking away carries from the starter, aka Brian Robinson and AJ Dillon. They're not the goal line back. Once again, AJ Dillon is the goal line back in Green Bay. Brian Robinson is the goal line back in Washington. They definitely should see an uptick in passing volume. We've seen the uptick in passing volume with Aaron Jones when Devonta Adams left. With the new coordinator in town, Eric Bieniemy, we've seen this before. We're having deja vu because we've seen almost every offseason in the last few seasons, we've seen Washington talk about how they want to get Antonio Gibson more carries. Not only more carries, but more receptions. They want to get him more involved in the receiving work. He was a wide receiver in college, and you turned him into a running back. Let's turn him back into a wide receiver. Let's get him the ball in open space and see what he can do. Now, I didn't trust, Ron Rivera. I didn't trust all those other guys, but Eric Bieniemy is someone I trust. You can get Aaron Jones at the running back 16 right now, or you can get Antonio Gibson as the RB 31. I'll take the upside of Antonio Gibson, and I'm going to pass on Aaron Jones. Now, if I ask you to think about a running back whose volume is pretty much guaranteed in the passing game and the receiving game, the offensive line will get an upgrade this season compared to last season. They have an abysmal rush rate, but once again, in fantasy football, volume is king. Were you thinking about Najee Harris?
Psych! That's the wrong number!
No. I'm talking about Rachaad White. Rachaad White is now the guy in town in Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette is gone. We've seen him move on. We don't know where he's going, but we've seen him move on. Tampa Bay would not have let Lenny go if they did not believe in Rachaad White. They didn't bring anybody in to really, spell carries, take away work from Rachaad White. He's going to be first down back, second down, third down. He's going to be everything in Tampa Bay when it comes to the running back position. Najee Harris averaged a little over 3.5 yards per attempt. Same thing with Rachaad White. So I'm not saying this is a top, 5 running back, but what I am saying is you're getting someone who's going to get volume, so you can plug him in your flex and guaranteed anywhere between 9 to 12 points in a PPR setting with upside. You don't have to worry about him skunking you. You don't have the upside, but once again, you're drafting. If you're talking about upside, you're talking about Najee Harris as the RB10. Why would you draft someone with very minimal upside at the RB10 when you can get Rachaad White at the RB24 multiple rounds later? You can sit here and say Baker Mayfield, what is he going to do? Is he even going to start? It might be Kyle Trask, but you could say the same thing about Kenny Pickett. Is he going to take that step forward? You have to see. But I would rather have Rachaad White getting the volume work in Tampa Bay than Najee Harris at the RB10 position. Once again, it's based off of where you have to draft these guys. Would I rather spend an early round pick on one running back and Najee Harris, or a later round pick and Rachaad White? Give me Rachaad White. Let's play a game. If I told you he was a pass catching specialist with obviously the ability to run the ball, he is a running back at the end of the day, but he exceeds in the pass game. It's a crowded backfield. He's not the only guy. He's in an elite offense with a top 5 quarterback. Did you guess DeAndre Swift?
Psych! That's the wrong number!
No. I'm talking about Jerick McKinnon. Now, say what you want about Jerick McKinnon. He's sitting behind Isaiah Pacheco and maybe Clyde Edwards-Helaire if he's even going to make the team. Does DeAndre Swift have the keys to the city in Philly? Because in my mind, they still have Kenneth Gainwell. They still have Boston Scott. They signed Rashad Penny and they signed DeAndre Swift. And you also have a starting quarterback who's going to vulture touchdowns. So you got 5 guys who could possibly be a menace in the rushing game in Philadelphia. You got multiple mouths to feed in Kansas City, but that doesn't matter because where you're drafting Jerick McKinnon at is a RB42. Where you're getting DeAndre Swift is a RB22. Jerick McKinnon had a solid year last year once they decided they were doing away with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and they pushed Isaiah Pacheco into the starting lineup. They also let Jerick McKinnon operate as a third down back and a receiving specialist out of the backfield. When it comes to a guy who's going to throw the ball 35 to 40 times a game and who happens to be Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the game, give me pieces attached to that offense. But do I want Travis Kelce in the first round? Probably not. I would much rather have a wide receiver or a running back. Who else? Do I want Sky Moore? Do I trust him to make that leap up forward? Do I want Justin Watson? I mean, that's a crapshoot. Give me someone who with certainty they trust Jerick McKinnon. He had multiple touchdowns down the stretch last year. He had multiple games with multiple touchdowns last year. Give me Jerick McKinnon as the RB42 compared to DeAndre Swift at the RB22. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Remember, subscribe to see more content from me and everyone here at Just in Time Media.